The north-south divide and what causes it is not properly understood by any of the main parties. The fundamental thing that we need to understand is that there are very strong market forces pulling city performances apart and widening north-south disparities. Some of those changes are structural changes to do with the way that the British economy is moving from manufacturing towards higher-end service activity that benefits a lot from being concentrated in some places, and combined with that is a move towards higher skilled activity and the concentration of high skilled workers that have come along with that. So if we want to understand disparities in performance in the UK, at the moment the crucial thing to understand is that it's fundamentally driven by concentrations of the highest skilled people in the most productive places. Can we turn around the economy of those places that are doing badly and move jobs to people? Or should we be focusing on the places that are doing well and think about how to move people to those jobs? Policy is rather ineffective when it comes to moving jobs to the people, and that suggests that we need to see far more focus on how we can get people tied into the opportunities that are being created in our more successful cities. I think that people often tend to think that this is just a let London rip type solution, but we have to remember that there are places that are performing relatively strongly within each of the regions. So, for example, in the northwest, we can think that Manchester is doing relatively well and ask ourselves, well, is the policy solution in the northwest to try to spread out jobs to Blackpool and Liverpool and other economies that have been struggling, or is it instead to say, how do we make sure that people across the northwest are able to take advantage of the opportunities that are being created in Manchester, and how do we strengthen the Manchester economy in a way that means that it can benefit people right across the region? Well, I think the north-south divide is an election issue. The coalition have been quite radical in devolving a degree of power down to local authorities, local enterprise partnerships and cities. Labour are coming a little bit late to this game and are currently formulating their proposals about what they would do. So I think it will be an important issue, and certainly the disparities in economic performance across places are a very large part of the policy debate. So my election economics takeaway is, when we're looking at these proposals, to always assess the impact on people before we worry about the impact on places.